What up, what up, what up, what up? What up? To the homies in the chat. Booting up. We are live. Beauty. All right, let's pop it on over to his poker scene while we get ready for the show, while we get ready for everybody to roll on in. We can go through today's daily orders of business before the stream really starts. Testing. Get ready. Okay, I see we are live and live. So that is perfect. This. Doesn't work. Okay, cool. We're in business. I see we're in business. All right, what's going on, chat? Welcome in, everybody. What's up, Cash? What's up? I'm losing it. Aloso, Mother Shucker, Deluxurious, Nash Twisha, Unreal, Arian, AMTT, Up the River, Axes, Grays Lake. What's going on? All right, welcome in, guys. So we have a bonus stream in the works today. I had such a good time commentating the final table of Phil's Thrill last week with Chris Moneymaker, and this week with a bunch of unknown players. We can't be saying any names or anything. But we've been seeing some really good poker on these Phil's Thrill broadcasts. So shout out again to ACR for giving me the opportunity to do these broadcasts. And I kind of wanted to do more. You know, we just had the OSS has just wrapped up, and there were some really big main events. We had the 1.5 mil guaranteed 2.5K buy-in. We had the 1.5 mil guaranteed 1K buy-in, and we also had the 215 OSS. So this is what they look like in the lobby. Don't look at them for spoilers, because we want to go no spoilers. And we got ACR coming through with the raid. Bunch of legends. All right, here's what we're gonna do, chat. Here's what we're gonna do for you guys coming in right here, right now. We're gonna run a quick giveaway. Exclamation mark TOHG is gonna work just fine for you guys. Get your exclamation mark TOHG in the chat. I'm going to give you guys the lowdown on what the game plan is for today's bonus stream. And we will pick some winners to get a free entry to the Team Online Turbo Bounty Bash, which is going to be happening Friday. I know Train already challenged you guys to come and take his title. I encourage you guys to take his title. I'm going to do my best to try to take his title as well. And today we are going to do some preparation. We are going to help you guys and girls study and practice and prepare so that if you find yourself on the final table of the Team Online Turbo Bounty Bash this Friday, you're going to know what you need to know to take that thing down. So, as I was saying before, the madness came in. That is the ACR show raid. Hope you guys had a blast over there. Yeah, this Sunday we finished the OSS. We had 3 main events. These are the day 1Bs. We need the day 2s. Here they are, the day 2s. And yeah, we've had some massive guarantees. So the 2650 had 2 mil guaranteed. Svitarik already commentated that on Monday, so we're not going to redo that one, but she did a fantastic job with the show. I saw that there's a nice 1.5 mil guarantee that cleared it. 1.8 mil in the prize pool on a 1K buy-in. And generally these higher stakes tournaments have some higher level play. And I thought, what better learning opportunity could we have than to watch the final table of the 1K buy-in main event with cards up. So that's what we're going to do. There's also the 215 1 mil guarantee. We'll see how we get on. If you guys are really digging it, really liking the breakdown, the study, the learning opportunity, you're like, we need more. Hey, maybe we can look at the 215 1 mil as well. Heck, there's also the there was the 630 as well, 1.1 mil guaranteed. I mean, just so many great tournaments, and they all have final table streaming with whole cards reveal. So really, really, really incredible learning opportunities here. So we are going to go through the final table of this, get our learn on, so that later you guys can go ahead and get your earn on. I want to welcome everybody in on YouTube who's watching on YouTube as well. We don't usually go live on YouTube, but today we are doing that. So I want to shout out everybody who's tuning in there as well. Appreciate you guys being here. Other info, I just want to cover a little bit of housekeeping just before we get into the final table. Number one, shout out to Deckflow, second place on the OSS leaderboard. Love to see that. Number two, for the DGens out there, we will be doing a bonus hunt on Friday. If you like to do bonus hunts, well, you know what to do. Get involved because it's going to be a fun one. We got this covered. And the last piece of news that I need to cover is Team Online Turbo Bounty Bash. Last week we had the challenge to reach 3,500 guaranteed. We successfully did that with the help of everybody who came out. We made it by just $20. And so this week we're going to have a 4K guaranteed. So I want to give a shout out to Justin, who took some time off his busy work schedule to play the game with us while he was running the ACR show. Shout out to him taking down the whole thing. I want to give a shout out to Mad Jack, who fired 22 bullets to help get us to our goal. And I want to just give a shout out to everybody who came out, did the rebuys, took the add-ons, and helped us clear that prize pool to unlock that higher level of 4K guaranteed. Because it's going to be a big one. It's going to be a blast. And that's going to be happening this Friday. There we go. Welcome in Kyle Matakavi. What I like, cash game, PLO, heads up cash. I definitely prefer six-handed poker over heads up poker, personally. And I think I prefer PLO 8, then no limit hold'em, then PLO if I had to do them in order. All right, so the keyword is !TOHG. We will be picking some winners as we go. And I will also post a link to our Go Live tweet in the chat, which is going to be for an $11 giveaway. So I will get the $11 giveaway posted in chat. And then we're going to get into the action. If I'm not as active in chat as I sometimes am, it's because I am focused on the action. Let's get our learn on, chat. It's a really nice opportunity. Okay, so we got our final table. Let's do the little magic thing and change the layout so it looks a little, a little more optimized for that, which is exactly what we're watching, man. OSS number 2, 1.5 mil guaranteed main event. Final table. I just need to get one thing ready so I can update the payouts as people are eliminated. Get that correct info there. Okay, I think pretty much good to go. All right, so let's go through. Welcome everybody to this broadcast, this recap, this replay of the OSS number 2, 1.5 mil guaranteed main event final table. This was a $1,000 buy-in tournament on ACR from their flagship series, the OSS, the Online Super Series. Tournament had 2 starting days. We had day 1A was on Sunday the 17th. Day 1B was on the 24th, and they combined the fields together for a total field of 1,863 players. Total prize pool of $1.863 million. Massive stuff. Prizes coming in this final table are 9th, 26,000 for 9th, 35,000, basically 36 for 8th, 49K for 7th, 67K for 6th, $92,000 for fifth, $126,000 for fourth, $173,000 for third, $237,000 for second, and first place in this bad boy, just shy of $325,000. Massive money here on this OSS final table. Let's quickly go over the chip stacks, see where everyone's standing at the start of this final table, and then you guys can take your picks of who you think is going to take this thing down. So our short stack coming in the final table is E-Billion soon with 11 big blinds. Next shortest stacks are River Riot 7-2 with 20 bigs, Vegan Donuts with 25, YU on Tilt Bra with 25. So these are our mid stacks. Then our mid upper stacks, we got Archaductus with 42 blinds, Party Like 1999, the Will Smith reference. Oh, hold up, it is 45 bigs. Fondo with 48 bigs. Then our big stack, second place is Mike Obama with 65 bigs. And our chip leader is John Stuckey with 77 bigs. So I'll be alternating between chip stacks and big blinds, but I think for the hype, it looks pretty cool to see it with the chips. I mean, these guys got hundreds of millions of chips. So let's kick back, relax, enjoy the show, and see what happens here. And we see that immediately the big stack opening a little wider than they would under normal circumstances. King 9 becomes an open. And now the question is, will E-Billion soon ship the Ace 10? The answer is no. He's got a little bit of fold equity, and he is going up against the big stack, but his hope is probably to outlast at least one player and get a ladder here. I mean, it's $9,000. Pretty big jump. Mike Obama as the second place stack has a hand that's definitely playable King Queen, but needs to play it a bit more on the conservative side, the cautious side. Doesn't want to build a monster pot against the chip leader. That would be what we refer to as an ICM disaster. I'll get the C-bet from John Stuckey. Is Mike Obama going to float with the two overcards? Or is he just going to say, you know what, I don't really want to get into a big pot out of position against the chip leader on the final table. I just want to maintain my second place stack and cruise along. And that is what he's going to lean towards there. Quick battery change here as we see nice hand that's going to be played. YU on Tilt Bra, picking up Ace King. This is going to be an easy raise. Chat, who do you guys think is going to take this tournament down? Got any favorites? Anyone who you have seen on the tables, in the mix, on the felts, that you like their game? I see Usual says that this man's got heads up in the 88 long car and that he is a beast. They battled it out heads up. How about that? All right, E-Billion soon, picking up Ace King. This one is going to be going in the middle for sure. Just off 10 big blinds. Not really any play to do here other than just rip it all in. And I don't think we're likely to see any action here. Probably just going to be a raise and take for this guy. He's going to hit it with the old. Yeah, fair point, Penny. I think you are probably alone on that, though, because if someone wants to do the calculation, it's pretty easy to use a calculator on the side to convert to big blinds. I think the reason that the poker sites offer these stacks and big blinds is just because it's easier for people to play. And speaking of playing, man, Archaductus definitely going to be raising it up with King Jack here. And I mean, Fondo, pretty playable hand. Jack 10, get a nice price here, 1.2 big blinds. Getting 4-1, only needs to expect to win the pot like 20% of the time. Show a profit. So I imagine we're probably going to see a flop here. Unless for some reason Fondo decides to play it aggressive. No, he's just going to go with the call. And on this, really low board, fairly disconnected, it's going to be a spot where most of the time the player who raised in position is going to have the best of it. Both players are going to miss most of the time. He's probably going to be able to take it down. Now the low board sometimes connects with Fondo's defending range. He's got more of these small hands, these small cards than Archaductus has. So maybe that's why we see a check behind. Fear of getting played back at on the low board. But all he needs to do is give a little whiff on this pot and he should be able to take it down. Yeah, and there it is. See no interest from Fondo in the pot. No reason to do anything but make a bet at it, and he takes it down. All right, next one here. That'd be interesting to see. I mean, vegan nuts, queen 10 from the cutoff. Decent hand, somewhat playable, but with this stack size, 20 bigs, he's got a stack size he doesn't really want to mess around with too much, really wants to preserve it, especially on the final table with a short stack here, with these big pay jumps, and going into big stacks who could definitely apply a lot of pressure back on him. I think it makes sense that he opts to not play that hand. Fondo with an awkward one here. Very big hand, blind versus blind, up against the big stack. So you want to just limp raise it? Max pressure? It's going to be awkward. No, he's going to go with a limp call and I guess just try to take this thing down to showdown, give John Stuckey a little bit of rope to potentially fire at it, which he's definitely going to do, having flopped a gut shot. And you know, he's figuring Fondo, if any face cards Fondo has, going to be check folding. And this is an interesting one because John Stuckey can continue to apply pressure here. Granted, Fondo's going to have some ace high hands calling the flop that flopped a gut shot, the overcards, maybe even hands that flopped a pair and have turned 2 pair. So I understand Stuckey not just automatically blasting off here, but will be interesting to see how this river plays out. What do you think, chat? Can Fondo do a block bet here? He's going to try. Betting 2 bigs into 13.5. Stuckey has nothing, and he is just going to let this one go. So Fondo doing a good job of getting his hand to basically to the showdown, keeping the pot small against the bigger stack. If he'd raised and gotten 3-bet, yes, he's got a strong hand, but man, you don't want to be getting into those positions when you're third place stack up against the chip leader and there's so much money on the line. Big hand here for Archiductus, finding the aces. And Fondo with a hand he could consider 3-betting with. Nice suited ace, ace blocker, similar stacks. He's going to take a flop in position. And I think Wayu on tilt bra here, definitely just going to flick it in. Pocket fives, see a flop getting a nice price. And a little bit of something for Fondo. Some might say a lot of it is something here. Flopping the low end of an open-ended straight draw, as well as the nut flush draw. It's also a very connected board where Broadway cards can be making straights, pair and straight draws, having lots of equity, ways they can improve. And so ace is kind of forced to play this one defensive. Makes sense we see a check from Archiductus. I think, chat, Fondo going to find a barrel here. One check to, I mean, no reason not to, right? What's the strongest hand you think Archiductus is going to be checking with here? Is it one that can take a lot of heat? Is it a nutted type hand? Probably not. I mean, ace is pretty nutty pre-flop, but not loving it on this board. And on that turn, I mean, I think if Fondo continues to apply pressure, he is going to be able to take this pot down. But we'll see. We will see, you know, some of those pair and gut shot hands, queen jack suited, ace queen, maybe check calling the flop. There are some hands that Archiductus could continue with here that don't mind this turn, but the aces don't like it, the kings don't like it. Even if he's top pair ace jack, really don't love it. So we'll see. Fondo opts to take the free card, and what a free card it is. Finding the spade flush on the river. He's got the goods. The question is, how much can he get? If check to, what's your bet size here, chat? You going like 10% pot, 2.5 mil, going quarter pot, 5 mil, you going big, like 12 mil. Got to think your opponent's probably going to have at best about 1 pair here, given he's shown no aggression in the pot. So what do you think the bet size is that would get paid by 1 pair? Oh, and my man Dusty says polar, go pot. Make it look like a bluff. It's what he does, and it doesn't get called, but takes it down. I want to give a shout out to everybody tuning in on YouTube. Feel free to smash that thumbs up button if you're excited about this final table, excited to see who's going to be taking home $325,000. It's been a long time since I got to do one of these on YouTube, and I'm very excited to share an OSS final table with you guys. Also want to give a shout out in chat to my man Dusty Truth Poker, who I did a podcast with earlier today. He had me on his show, The Grinder Files. So if you guys want to check that out, Dusty, go ahead, paste a link to that in the chat. People can load up that page and maybe check it out after the stream is done. We had some really good conversations, a lot of good sharing. And if you want to get to know a little bit more about me and how I got to be where I am and what drives me and all that stuff, it's really great podcast, really great interview, really great listen. All right, back to the action. We got Archiductus, King, Queen, and E-Billion Jacks. This has got to go in, right? We've been hating pocket jacks since 1999, and I don't think that's about to change now. E-Billion got a jam. Archiductus, 2-1. Feel like you don't love it, but you probably got a call. Putting in $15 million to play for a pot of 45. Oh, you hate that it's a jam coming from the small blind. Should be pretty strong, but King, Queen, wow, does decide to fold. Just decides that those chips are too valuable and that E-Billion is only jamming strong hands, ace queens, ace kings. Jacks, tens, probably the worst hands he's going to be showing up with. And Archiductus just thinking that those chips are a little bit too valuable to put at risk. Understandable, man. Final tables, huge payouts, huge value to surviving. And preserving your chip stack can definitely help you do that. All right. John Stuckey raises, and wow, what a flop we have for Mike Obama. Flopping trips. John Stuckey flopping none of it. And looking to just try to take this thing to showdown with ace high. Checking her back. Big value bet here from Mike. Not going to get action, but it's what he had to do. And that's good. What's up, Shark? Great to see you. Jawless Joey sounds good, man. Take care of the fam. I'll throw a link in chat for the podcast for you guys if anyone wants to check it out later. All right, Queen Jack, raise and take. Easy peasy. And so far, nothing too crazy in terms of the dynamics. Well, River Ride and E-Billion soon are now tied for the short stacks with 15 bigs. But nothing too much else to write home about. Party like 1999 picking up ace jack of spades. And we'll likely be seeing a flop with Vegan de Nuts. Vegan de Nuts, ace 10 suited. Gotta imagine we're seeing 3 here. And treading very cautiously post-flop. Does need to respect the under the gun range. Shouldn't be all that wide. And here it's a great flop. Top pair, top kicker, nut flush draw for party like 1999. Unfortunately for him, his opponent does not have anything that can give him action. Imagine we're just going to see this one go bet fold, and he's going to take down the 12 million. Chip pot. All right, probably going to be folded around here to Archiductus, and just an easy raise and take. Don't see these guys getting in the mix for the battle. Quick reminder, chat, we do have a keyword giveaway going, !TOHG. If you want to win a free entry to the Team Online Turbo Bounty Bash, we'll be picking some of those winners throughout the show. As long as you have entered the keyword at least once, you will be in the giveaway. We also have an $11 giveaway going on X if you want to help get the word out about today's stream and have a chance to win an $11 ticket, which you can use for any tournament of your choice on ACR Poker. All you have to do is repost that post that is pinned at the top of chat. All right, ace queen for E-Billion, 13 bigs as the short stack. He's going to come in for a raise. No jamming here. No jamming. Raising in case it goes jam and another jam. He can fold and have a good chance to get that ladder. As it stands, that's not going to be the case. He's just going to get that one through. And here it'd be interesting to see, once again, you know, party like 1999 with an okay hand, but off of these stack sizes on the final table, 2 bigger stacks behind, he's just not going to be too interested in playing a hand like Jack 10 off there. Interesting to see John Stuckey not coming in with the raise here. BVB, not applying the pressure with the bigger stack against YU on Tiltbra. But he does have the best of it. And probably going to be taking it down. No contest. Early on these final tables, we aren't really going to see people getting too out of line. The increase in payouts between 8th, 9th, 8th, 7th, 6th, 5th, pretty significant. Pretty significant, and no one really wants to be the first one out, and no one's really going to want to take extra variance, extra volatility here, given also that they are playing full ring 9-handed. So it makes sense that we're seeing pretty, you know, cautious, pretty safe poker, and we're probably going to have to wait till we see some big hands be dealt to collide to get the first couple of knockouts. But I think once we get down to 7, once we get down to 6 players have increased their payouts a little bit, and also we're just playing a bit more shorthanded. We should probably see a lot more action happening as the game progresses. I think he was going to limp raise there. I don't think so. I think he was going to limp call. I don't really see him limp jamming for 20. Maybe if the other guy had a bigger stack. Although I don't even think that's a great blocker. I would just guess he wanted to just see a flop. And pocket jacks. No need to see a flop here. There you go. There you go, man. We got our attorney pro in the chat. Dusty Truth Poker. Well studied. GTO Labber. What was that optimal strategy to implement from the big stacks? All right. Fondo with King Queen suited. Gonna get involved. And I think we will see a flop here, chat. I think we're going to see a flop. It feels like Mike Obama. A7. Definitely going to be interested. Five to 1. Covering stack, but 2 very similar big-ish stacks. I imagine they're going to play this one fairly passively. Not looking to play a huge pot against either one. We start with a small bet here from Fondo. I imagine we'll probably just see a call from Mike Obama. Fondo picks up a flush draw to go with his middle pair. Will he just check back, realize his equity, or will he bet again with that semi-bluff, 15 outer to try to put pressure on? Again, I think the big stacks here are probably just going to play it a bit more passively, be looking to just get to showdown here. So this makes sense. Maybe we'll see a small bet from Mike Obama. Front door flush does get there. Yeah, he's just going to go with a blocking bet. One big blind into 9. And Fondo beats Queen Jack, Jack 10, Queen 10. And I guess he decides that's enough hands that it's worth taking a 10 to 1 on a river call there. All right, big and nuts, ace king. See if our big stack gets involved. No, not versus 20 big blind under the gun open. This one's probably just going to get through too. Probably going to get through too, so we can just speed it up a little bit. Oh, deuces is going to see if they can spike here. And that's going to invite the big blind in as well with a suited 3 gapper. It's top pair for Vegan Nuts, bottom pair for Archiductus, and the under pair for Mike Obama. That one's just going to go through. Again, nothing too wild here yet to kick things off. Stucky picking up kings. Interesting one. Why you want tilt, bra? Only 15 blinds. Pocket sevens, early position, short stacks in play. A couple of really short stacks behind. Not worth taking the variance. He's just going to pass on that one. I think that's a good one to recognize, chat. Even though the big stack can be opening wider, you still don't want to get too crazy, too loose when there are a lot of players left to act behind you who could wake up with a hand. And also the big stack is allowed to have hands. We haven't seen John Stucky going wild yet. He's been playing fairly solid. So nice discipline lay down there from Why You On Tilt with the pocket sevens. And he's going to get this one through with ace queen. As we're waiting for the first big confrontation. It's 25 blinds deep, so we are not going to see appeal here from Archiductus. Yeah, this one probably just going to get through. And here, this will probably be our second blind versus blind confrontation from Fondo. John Stucky, last one we saw the 9s versus 9-6. This time Fondo. Ace 9, 40 effective. He is going to come in with that limping strategy here as one of the bigger stacks versus the chip leader. Not looking to get too crazy of a spot, too inflated of a pot. Just going to try to keep things small and under control. Checked all the way down to the river. No reason for Fondo to bet it now. John Stucky. Any interest in bluffing? Yeah. Oh, that's an interesting one, man. The 2x pot bluff gets the job done. Figures his opponent probably for having an ace high. He does, and he gets the fold out of him. So that is pretty awesome. And oh, River Riot here, 9 bigs, ace 9 suited. Non-final table, this looks like a jam. Final table, it is also going to be a jam. Fortunately, he is going to get this one through. No sweat. Welcome in Pushed 8591 in the chat. Shout out Grip's been watching since your Stars poker tutorials way back in the day. Thank you, Pushed. Appreciate the love and the positivity, man. Hope those videos were helpful for you over the years and assisted you in, getting whatever you wanted out of the poker journey, poker adventure. Always love when the OGs come through in the chat, man. Especially since we're on so rarely. It's always a treat when people pop in. All right, now River Riot has a bigger stack, 12 big. So he's not just going to be open shoving here. Instead, he is going to be going with a min raise here. You guys remember when we used to do the poker tournament reviews, when we pull up the poker stove and see the ranges and check the equities, working those little lessons? Those were fun, man. It was just fun adding that little bit of knowledge. Easier in a review because things are going slow. I don't really want to pause the replay here. I want to keep things moving. And speaking of moving, we're going to be moving in with some big hands here. It's Ace King for YU on Tilt Bra. Just going to come with the min raise and E-billion soon. Automatic shove with 10s here from the small blind off 10 bigs. So I think we're going to be off to the races for potentially our first knockout here on the final table, or potentially a big double up for E-billion soon, which would leave YU on Tilt Bra in a very short stack. It's a 50-50, and ooh, good flop for E-billion soon. Just needs to fit an ace or a king, and that special effect is the bad news, that the hand that was behind is now the hand that is ahead, and we are going to have our first elimination from the final table. Congratulations to E-billion soon on the 9th place finish, taking home $26,255. And with that, we are down to the final 8 players. Everyone here guaranteed $35,965 on this OSS main event 1K buy-in final table. Wow. Okay. That was great. We have popped the cherry And now we can see what kind of action is going to be going down. See if people loosen up like a little bit, or if we still need to wait for kind of one more elimination to really bring that upon us. All right, Fondo with 9s, just going to be raise and take. Don't really see any reason for anyone else to get involved. And yeah, we'll just cruise along. Oh, 5-minute break. All right, perfect time for us to do our first keyword giveaway. So in the Twitch chat, if you want to get in on the giveaway, all you got to do is type !TOHG. That's TOHG. I'll give you guys 60 seconds to get that keyword in the chat, and then we will pick our first winner. And the winner of that is going to be getting a free entry to this Friday's edition of the Team Online Turbo Bounty Bash, our flagship home game on ACR Poker with all 6 members of Team Online. Yes, all 6 of them. And in this event, they have $25 bounties on their heads. It's a $6 buy-in home game, 4K guaranteed. It's been growing every week. We started this thing at a 500 guaranteed. We grew it to a 1K, to a 1.5. And then when Boss Man said it was possible for it to get bigger, I just went full mad marketing genius. And the rest of the team also busted out all the skills, pulled out all the stops to grow this thing. We got it to a 2.5K, a 3K, a 3.5K, and we are now sitting at a 4K guaranteed home game this Friday, with the next goal being 4.5K and the final goal being 5K. Now, granted, we only reached the goal of 3.5K last week by $20, and part of that was because legend Mad Jack fired 22 bullets. I was also in for 12 bullets and 12 bounties. Yes, unlimited $25 bounties. So I think this week we're probably going to overlay. Word is getting out, but I don't think it's gone viral yet. I think we're going to overlay. So it's going to be a nice value added home game, 4K guaranteed, hundreds of dollars in buy-ins, a minimum 150, but usually we pay out 500-600 in bounties, and it's just a $6 buy-in. So if you're around on Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern time, or you want to hop in for late reg at 4 p.m. Eastern time, this game will be running. It's a quick Turbo Bounty Bash, only 3 hours of play, and first place probably going to be around $800 this week. So very much looking forward to that. All right, let's see who is going to be getting a free entry to that game. If you win, just drop your ACR username in the chat and I will send you cash, which I hope you will use to buy into the game. Good luck, everybody. And the winner is Art Ukraine XXL. Congratulations, Art Ukraine XXL. Please hit me with your ACR username in the chat, and I will send you $660 cash after the show, which you can use to buy into the Team Online Turbo Bounty Bash. Now, with that being said, we're going to get back to this final table review. We're going to keep on studying. We're going to keep on learning. And if you didn't win this one, don't worry about it, because I'm going to be doing another draw very soon for another entry. So the longer you guys stick around, the more you guys hang out and watch, the better your chances will be to win a free entry to this Friday's Team Online Turbo Bounty Bash. All right, Art Ukraine XXL, and we'll grab that later. There it is. Art Ukraine 1 is the username. Thank you for that. I'll be sending you cash after the stream is done. All right, we're just about ready. I'll just speed it up here real quick, get us back to the action. Again, this is the final table of OSS number 2, 1.5 mil guaranteed main event that just happened this past Sunday on ACR Poker. It was a $1,000 buy-in tournament with 2 starting days. Then they pooled them together for the final day, which was on Monday. And we got some massive prizes. Everyone here who's still on the table has locked up $35,965, and they're playing for a grand total of $324,000 up top. And current stacks are chip leaders John Stuckey with 63 bigs, Mike Obama in second with 50 bigs. Right behind him is Fondo with 40 bigs, Party Like 1999 with 32 bigs, YU on Tiltbra with 27.5 bigs, Archiductus in 6th with 23 bigs. And then our short stacks are Vegan Nuts and River Riot with 15 and 17 blinds respectively. Mike Obama finding the raise here with Queen 4 suited. If the stacks were reversed, maybe we see Archiductus here get after it with the suited king. Oh, even with the stacks as they are, he is going to get after it with the suited king here. A nice blocker versus the button open. And Mike Obama's raising wide enough here with Queen 4 suited that this King 2 suited 3-bet could work. Could work. I don't feel like Mike really has the type of hand that wants to just call and take a flop. And wow, but he decides it's good enough to 4-bet bluff with the Queen 4 suited. Wow, this one's wild. I don't even know if you're going to see this one show up on the solvers. What a play here, man. Just thinking that if Archiductus really had it, he would be 3-bet jamming. Oh, wow. Clicks it back with the 4-bet and gets it through. That is an impressive play by Mike Obama. And if we see him get a good score on this final table, well, we'll know why. This man came to play and was not messing around. Wow. Sick read on the situation. Just clicking it back. Getting it through with the Queen 4 suited. I'm not making that play. You guys making that play? Wow. What a play. And the guy's 3-betting off of 25 bigs too. Even less to not give him the credit. Wow. Sick read. Sick read. All right, we got a big hand here from the chip leader. Ace Queen suited. Not very likely to get any action though, as no one else really holding anything of interest. Yeah, wild, right? That's just, yeah. I think we have a mix, Brick Mason. I didn't look it up. I didn't look everyone up on Sharkscope, so I don't know who's who for sure. But it was a 1K buy-in, so it's going to be more weighted towards being a stronger field. There'll be some satellites as well, and some recreationals will be in the mix. But to navigate a field of 2,000 people at this kind of buy-in, it's probably going to be mostly pretty strong players who made it here to the final table. And Fondo continuing to just try to play small pots here, blind versus blind with John Stuckey. And John Stuckey obliging. And now picking up a gutter. Fondo going to take one shot at it, and he is going to get it through. He's going to get it through. So picking up a small one there. John Stuckey not feeling the need to defend. King high. On to the next one. Now, is Party Like 1999 going to open this one? I mean, he wasn't opening the Jack 10s. The others. Actually, Vegan Nuts is going to be opening this one with 6s, and Ace 9 is going to be out of there. And we do see a defend from the big blind. With these middling cards, 10-7 off. Getting a good price. Up against a shorter stack. So his downside, if he gets cooler, nowhere near as big as it is if he's playing against a bigger stack. Now flopping a pair, he's going nowhere for the first bullet. So for Vegan to win this pot, he's going to have to find it in him to fire a second barrel here. And that's exactly what he does, man. Knowing the 6s are no good at showdown, but also knowing he can get called by a pair of 10s. Maybe a rare pair of 4s on the flop. That second overcard to those coming out on the turn, the king figures he can get a fold from a decent amount of his opponent's range. Really nice second barrel there from Vegan Nuts. And wow, okay, now we see big stack, starting to do big stack things. Mike Obama opening the Ace 2 offsuit under the gun. Two things going for him here. He's one of the bigger stacks. Other thing going for him, he's raising into one of the short stacks now. Archiductus recognized that and said Ace Jack suited, good enough hand to run the cards all in and got the win. Can't believe how much money these guys are playing for. These tournament series on ACR just create such massive prize pools. Such incredible opportunities. If you can just run good in one of these, wow. You haven't just made your year. You've made a few years with a score like that. A lot of years. Wow, Queen 6 suited going to run into it. Can't fault the guy. Oh my goodness, and he's flopped a flush draw. Can he spike? Can he spike, or is Obama's aces going to hold? Obama's aces do hold. River Riot was our shortest stack with 14 blinds. Figured that a suited face card was pretty good. Worst case, if he got called, figure, 60-40 be pretty live. Unfortunately, he was not pretty live. He was pretty dead running into aces there. And how did they say? R.I.P. the dream. Yes. And nice result there for Mike Obama, who now is our chip leader, man. Getting aces at the right time, getting action and holding. What a dream that is, man. You're just sitting in the big blind with your aces, thinking it's going to get folded all the way around. Nope. Nope. This dude is all in for like 40 million. Yes, please and thank you. So congrats to River Riot, our 8th place finisher. And wow. The action continues. Why you on tilt, bro? Getting in there with the King 3 suited. I'm liking. See, now we're starting to see things loosen up a little bit. Now we're starting to see a little bit more action. Everyone here is guaranteed $50,000, so they're probably feeling pretty good. Not worried about being the first 1 or 2 out on the final table, and now they can really, get after it and try to put themselves in a position to get those 6-figure paydays that we have for top 4 and up. All right, Vegan and Nuts flops a gut shot here after defending. I mean, I guess. Oh, he's gonna use it as a bluff, dude. I love these aggressive plays. Check raising with the gutter. The 6 high gets the big stack off of ace high. Well played by Vegan Nuts. This is why we tune in, chat. This is why we watch these final tables, because of the awesome plays that we see these guys make that maybe we can add to our games in the future when we find ourselves on a final table. You're like, I ain't check raising no 6 high on no final table. But what if you did? Maybe it'd make all the difference in the world. All right, Mike Obama, Queen 10. Archiductus, queens off of 17. Are there any traps on this stack size, or is it really just an auto 3-bet? Yep. I do like the sizing, though. 3-betting this size as opposed to jamming. We did see in the previous altercation that he did elicit a light 4-bet from Mike. So going with the smaller sizing, he's giving him the option to potentially put in a light 4-bet and enabling him to get action from more of Mike's range, more of the hands that Mike can have. Mike 4-bet all in there rather than just calling a rejam. So really like that play there. And here with ace jack, I think John Stuckey probably just going to take it down without too much difficulty. Just going to move this off the screen here. Note our giveaway is still live. And why you tilt brought in with ace-7 suited. 20 blinds deep. I don't think we're going to see 6s make a call here. And so I'm probably just going to go through. That's what we're looking for. All right, Fonda with the king. Not wanting to raise into the big stacks here. I mean, it's fun now that we're down to 7 players. Starting to get a little bit more shorthanded. I mean, we've already seen that the action is picking up, but with these light 3-bets and these even lighter 4-bets. So this should be fun. Ace 10, opening it up. Mike Obama with a couple face cards in the big blind. I think we will see a defend. And what do we got here? Gut shot for Mike. Ace high for party. Gonna try to take it to showdown. Party's gonna have more kings. Mike's gonna have the 9 a bit more often. That's a great question, Penny Pop. I think I'm gonna have to go. He probably went for the name just for the thrill of it. But I could be mistaken. All right, party like 1999 with ace king. And now why you on tilt brought ace 10 suited? Feels like maybe a candidate for a 3-bet bluff here to like 5 big blinds or so. Maybe something could mix as a call as well. He is going to go with the call. And no player connects with the board. Party like 1999 does have the best of it. But Why You on Tilt, Bro does have position. Maybe going to get that information. And now he picks up a gut shot on the turn. Ace King still the best of it, but perhaps with the additional equity picked up, Why You on Tilt, Bro might want to fire a bluff at this. Nope. Go check there, and now I think we'll be seeing someone go for a little bit of value. Both players picking up some really nice showdown value here in this 18 million pot. And I think we're probably going to see it go back call. Yep. Party's going to show him the bad news and take that one down. Definitely loving all the energy we're getting in the chat. Seeing a bunch of emotes. Seeing a bunch of thoughts with a U. And a bunch of hype. And of course our keyword !TOHG as well. Always fun casting these final tables. Sweating the show alongside with you guys in the chat. Makes it that much more enjoyable. Knowing that we're in this together. Not just rocking it solo. All right, not a whole lot of hand here. Mike Obama finding the Queen 10. Probably just going to be a raise and take. And here probably a similar story for Party like 1999 having the kings. Nobody else having a whole lot of anything. So probably just going to raise and take that one down. Also, while we are sweating the final table here, waiting for the next big hand to show up. I do want to sweat this one right here because we have 7s under the gun off of 23 7-handed. Feels like it could find its way into the raising range. Nope, pass. But we have Ace-9 in the hijack off of 18. He is going to find the raise. Raising into the big stack. John Stuckey, who also has the big hand. Pocket queens. And he's just going to jam it in. And we know Archiductus does not have a strong enough hand to call here with Ace-9. So John's just going to take that one down. All right, on the home game front, as long as we don't have any big hands coming up right now. No, we got some hands. We're going to have to wait. We're going to have to wait to share about the home game action because Party like 1999's got the King Jack suited on the cutoff. John Stuckey picking up another pair. Not quite as big as the Queens, but 8 is pretty solid. And Why You on Tilt, Bro Queen Jack off in the big. See if John Stuckey plays this one as just call or a 3-bet. He is just going to call, which is probably going to invite Why You on Tilt in. And 3 ways to the flop. John Stuckey having the best of it with 8s. But we'll see if maybe Party like 1999 wants to represent the ace. He does not. Now John Stuckey still with the best of it, but got a lot to fade. Both of these opponents have gut shot, 2 overcards, anything that comes in the Broadway vicinity is going to make them the best hand. See if anyone wants to put some aggression towards this. With it getting checked back on the flop, maybe Why You on Tilt, Bro thinking he could represent it. but no, it's getting checked through again. So Stucky with the best of it. Now, does he know it? And is anyone even going to make him test it? Looks like no. I think this one is going to be getting checked down all the way. And John Stucky probably going to be taking down this 20 million chip pot. Oh! Party finally wakes up with the bet here. Trying to get his opponents off the exact kind of hand they have. A middling pair, and it looks like it's going to work. Shout out to Party like 1999 for still finding the bet on the end. Maybe he was repping that weak ace after all. Just wanted to get it a little closer to showdown. All right, now we have a minute. We can say, for anybody looking to play a little home game action, we do have the Gripst Wild Money Wednesday tournament running right now. It is a 1 cent buy-in home game with 10 cent rebuys and a 50 cent add-on. We add $250 to the prize pool, so a min cash is about $6. First place is usually around 50. It's a 5-card high-low pot limit Omaha high-low big O game. And this is the final chance to qualify for the finals of Grips Gauntlet. We will be doing the Winner's Circle Showdown on Friday, where you can win a $2.15 ticket to Grips Gambit on Sunday. And we have a couple of monster hands here, so that's all I have to say about that. John Stucky picking up aces and Archiductus with pocket queens off of 15 blinds. This is going to be max pain right here for Archiductus, unless of course a queen falls, in which case it's going to be max or pain for John Stucky. Wow. And we have the 3-bet bluff from YU on tilt, bruh, attacking the big stack here. He's going to get the bad news from Archiductus, who's definitely going to be jamming here with queens. There's no way he is not going with this. And then he's going to be seeing the worst news when John Stucky inevitably ISO raises here, and he realizes he's just donated 13.4 million chips completely unnecessarily. Here we go. It's aces versus queens. Archiductus needing a miracle here. He's got 2 cards to catch it. Can he find a queen on the Turner River? The answer is no, and he is going to be our 7th place finisher. Archiductus taken home. We'll find out in just a minute. Archiductus. Taking home $49,267. Still a nice payday. A very unfortunate spot. Nothing you can do. I think we're all going broke there with pocket queens. But $50,000, a pretty decent consolation prize for the efforts. All right, and our chip lead extends his lead. John Stucky came in with the big stack. He's still got it. He's still wielding it. Currently sitting on 200 million. And he's got jacks. Vegan nuts. Pocket fives versus the big stack, who we know is opening wide off of sub 20 blinds as the shortest stack. Somewhat interesting spot if he's not disconnected. The raise is coming from like middle-ish position. It's not like it's coming from the button, but it's also coming from the chip leader who's showing a willingness to go wide. So I understand this jam here with fives. It makes perfect sense. And he's going to get the bad news. Is this going to be the first time we have seen in 7 days and 7 nights that pocket jacks actually hold up as the best hand? The answer is yes. And vegan nuts is going to be our 6th place finisher in this OSS main event, taking home $67,500. And John Stucky has picked the right time to go on a heater and pick up some good cards, as he is now sitting in first place with almost 2 times second place. We are 5-handed. All of these players are guaranteed $92,500 in this OSS 1K buy-in main event. And man, I picked a good time to tell you guys about the home game because I didn't have an extra second. That was it. Shout out to Polly13 in the chat. Welcome in, buddy. How you doing? Great to see you. I was telling everybody about the bonus hunt that's going to be happening on Friday, which people can buy into if they want to. I was also telling them about the 4K guaranteed Team Online Turbo Bounty Bash, which I'm pretty sure is going to overlay this week. And that just means it's going to be an even bigger and better game. And welcome in, everybody. Hope you guys are enjoying the show, whether you're watching and joining us from Twitch or whether you are watching and joining us on YouTube. Appreciate you guys being here. Hope you are enjoying this high-stakes final table action from the OSS main event on ACR Poker. All hole cards revealed. I am Evan Jarvis, a.k.a. Mr. Grips, your host for this final table. Also, your voice of Phil's Thrill every Sunday until the World Series is over and Rob Kuhn's back. I was just having so much fun commentating those 10K buy-in final tables that when I saw the OSS main event final tables were going to be in the lobby with some cards up and even bigger prizes than Phil's Thrill, I said, we got to do it. How could we not? So here we are. Absolutely loving it. Hope you guys are loving it too. We got Mike Obama opening it up with Ace 9. Fondo, the very playable, the very pretty Jack 10 suited on the button. Only downside, well, one shorter stack. And some of the hands that are opening that have blockers like King Jack, Ace 10 do dominate Jack 10 suited. So despite the fact it's suited and pretty off of 30 blinds, I guess it's just not quite as appealing as if we had 60 or 80 or 100 blinds. And I mean, look at these pay jumps, man. You survive one more spot, you're making an extra $34,000. So this is probably the stage of the game, especially with that short stack there, while you on tilt bra, where Fondo is going to be less interested in taking volatility and getting into conflict with the other big stacks and being a bit more selective with the spots, therefore playing a little tighter. All right, Mike Obama firing the continuation bet here. Why on tilt bra does have the best of it for now. The question is, can he hold on for one more day, for one more hand? One more street, can he hold on? Mike has a bigger stack. Can apply a lot of pressure. These chips are worth a lot more to YU on tilt bra than they are to him. It's a good turn for YU on tilt bra. He's still got third pair with the inter pair, but man, dicey spot. You're beating Jack 10, Jack 9, 10 9. Those are the obvious draws. You're beating the not so obvious draws here, like the Ace 9, the nothing. But you're looking at a big bet on the turn that's setting up less than a pot-sized river shove, probably expecting 30 millions going in, and he decides that no, he's not going to continue anymore. This is the power of the big stack and the power of continuing to apply pressure on your opponent when you've got that uncapped range. We know he had Ace 9, but he could have had top pair too. He could have had an over pair. He could have had so many amazing things, and when you're sitting there with pocket fives out of position, facing what looks like it's going to be 3 barrels for your tournament life, pocket fives don't look so good anymore. Very tough to just call down like that. All right, John Stuckey racing 910 off here, flopping mid pair. Mike Obama with the gut shot here to the nuts. And again, we do have the two big stacks going at it. And again, given the big payouts that are available and the fact that there's some short stacks, I think the big stacks not going to go too crazy against each other. John Stuckey can obviously apply a lot more pressure to Mike Obama than Mike Obama can to him. See if Mike Obama wants to do anything wild here with the gut shot. He does, dude. They love to check raise with these gutters, man. He's saying John Stuckey capped his range by checking back the flop. Therefore, he can't have anything that good. So a check raise is probably going to work. And if it doesn't, man, maybe I can spike a jack. Man, great play from Mike Obama. Again, I told you guys, if this guy ends up getting a big score on this final table, you know why. He has not just been getting the cards. He's been playing very well. He's finding those spots to go for those light 4 bets, those post-flop check raises. He's been finding it. The timing has been very good, and it's been working for him. And this is definitely a player we want to be paying attention to on this final table. Sup, Karen? How are you? Welcome in. Great to see you. And man, chat. So far, whose play has impressed you the most on the final table? We've seen some really good plays here with some light 3 bets, light 4 bets. Nice post-flop play. And of course, nothing better than just coolering people and winning races. Winning all-ins, winning flips, winning 80-20s. John Stuckey's been doing a lot of that. That's just a bonus on top of playing good. Oh, this could be danger. Fondo with a premium hand, ace queen, certainly going to be raising. While you on tilt brought, easy shove with ace king suited. I don't see any world where Fondo is going to be folding here. Ace queen for 12 blinds. I mean, his opponent can have ace jack, king queen suited, probably ace 10 here, as well as all the pairs. Yes, sometimes you're running into ace king, but a lot of time you're not. Yeah, he's going to call and get the bad news. Does spike a pair of queens, but his opponent spikes a pair of kings as well. Jack would chop it. Queen would give him the win. Anything else, including the 6 of diamonds, is going to give him these nuts. And while you on tilt bra, going to find the double up, and Fondo going to be our short stack now on 11 big blinds. Could see a little bit of action here. Both John Stuckey on the button, and while you on tilt bra on the small blind, picking up a suited ace. Open, and I mean, off 25. I think we see a 3-bet. I mean, the only reason we might not see a 3-bet is because Fondo is short, but that would deter from a 3-bet all in. Oh my God, he is going to take it, and it's going to work. I'm saying, oh my God, like he's going to be in trouble. No, it's going to work. It's going to get through. Does go for the 3-bet jam. Fondo being there, not enough reason for him to not go for it. Also probably means John Stuckey's opening wider, which means the jam's going to get through more often, and all those other reasons. Also, for those who are wondering why we're streaming on YouTube today in addition to Twitch, the reason we're on YouTube today as well as being on Twitch is, first off, always want to reconnect with the old YouTube audience. Those are the OGs. Those are the ones who started, you know, the whole Grips Poker training and the whole community and the old movement. And I really appreciate you guys. The other reason is, if you guys like this final table and you want to watch it back and you want to go back and see some spots and see what you missed, or maybe you're tuning in late and you didn't catch the whole thing, but you want to watch it back, you can watch it on YouTube because it's going to be available on my YouTube channel. That's the easiest way to do it. A lot of time the VODs on Twitch just kind of go into the ether, never to get seen again. Whereas on YouTube, you know, they're more likely to be seen. They got that better replay value. So that's why we are live on YouTube as well as being here on Twitch. Shout out to Karen, who's watching in both chats. Legendary support. All right, we got a jam from King 6, the short stack. Fondo gets that one through. And I'm really loving that we are down to 5-handed play because we're definitely going to be seeing some action now. Wait, what do you mean, Polly? Do we have what? Are you talking to Shop? Why you on tilt bra? Ace 4 off of 30. Will he be doing anything? He's just going to call, take a flop, and probably lose a little bit of chips here. Party going to be value betting. While you on tilt bra, can't go anywhere here. Flop and top pair. Got to call at least one. Probably got to call a couple, depending on sizing. Board's starting to get a little more dangerous for a party like 1999. Those Broadway hands picking up more outs. Or just becoming better hands. So it makes sense. He's really putting the pressure on here, trying to get the max value from an ace. Charging Jack 10, King Jack, the maximum. And while you're on tilt bra, just going to let it go there. Yo, CeeLo, thank you so much for the 74-month resub. Appreciate you big time, my dude. Sorry we don't have the alerts on. I didn't build them for the scene. I kind of just built this scene late last night. I didn't even know I was going to do this until I was like, wait a minute. I was watching Svet on Monday and be like, yo, this is good stuff. We should probably cover these more. And then I asked the tournament director, how long are the tournaments in the lobby? How long are the replays there? He said about a week. I said, okay, let me make this happen. So I asked Svet if she could send me the overlay. She was gracious enough to hook it up. That's why we have the beautiful looking overlay for this stream. And I built out the scene really quick. Now I wasn't able to include the alerts for it, so my apologies for that, but shout out to CeeLo Pro. Thank you for the 74 months of support. He says much love to everybody in the chat. Shem says these FT reviews are awesome. Really engages the poker brain for me. That's what it's all about. It engages it for me too, man. I just, you know, You can look at ranges, you can look at theory, you can listen to theory, you can look at all that, charts, but sometimes it's just nice to see some cards, you know? Sometimes it's just nice to see some cards and see some chips and see some payouts, and things really make more sense when you have all that information on the screen. It's just a little more relatable seeing the real thing in action. Anyway, speaking of action, we got ace 10 suited here for YU on tilt bra. John Stuckey, our big stack, does have an ace blocker in the big blind, also has a deuce, which is not very good. And so he's just going to fold and go on to the next. Just going to speed things up a little bit here while we await a spot where it looks like we're going to get some hands to collide. Another beautiful thing about the replayer on ACR, you can watch in 1x speed, slow motion, 0.5x speed. You can go 1.5x, 2x, 3x, 4x. So if you're really looking to just speed through a final table for a lightning review, you can do that. And all these final tables are available in the lobby on ACR. You can load them up. This jam's just going to get through. You can load them up. In this case, don't do it because it's going to be a spoiler, but you could search OSS and you find the day twos, right? You could open up this guy here, streaming final table. You click that, it'll open it up and you can watch. You can watch the 550, you can watch the 33, you can watch the 215. I mean, any of them that have this FT thing on the right, you can watch the replay. And that's for Hold'em tournaments. That's for Omaha tournaments. That's for Omaha high-low tournaments, multi-day, mystery bounty day, you name it. There are tournaments available. So if you ever want to just, you know, level up your game, see some hands, see some final tables, see how they play out, you want to do it solo rather than watching here on the stream, you can do that on ACR Poker. Another one of the great features that they have added to the client over the last, I think they added it a few years ago. Yeah, Karen, it's crazy what you find out when you sign up for those things. Sign up for those courses and see how they break it down. Very wild indeed. All right, Jack 10 suited, gonna raise and probably take it. Just speed it up a little bit here again. Like a bomb with ace 3, gonna raise it up. John Stuckey with an ace in the big blind, but not really needing to go after it. Way on tilt bra, getting a good price here. King 8, offsuit, not the greatest. And again, you got Fondo there. Really just need to outlast one more player, make an extra $35,000. So that's a reason to not get involved. This, interesting, man. I feel like Fondo off 11 blinds has to go with this hand here. Ace 8. Question is, why are you on tilt bra? King Queen, like, it's for half his stack, so I don't think he really wants to run the cards here. I think if the King Queen were over here in the big blind with Mike Obama, and you know he only had to risk a fifth of his chips, he probably calls off with King Queen. But with Why You on tilt bra having to risk about half his chips there, it's again, he's just not going to be interested in taking that variance. So you could say, oh, on one hand, you know, it's an opportunity to knock out the short stack. It's also, if it goes the other way, an opportunity to double up the short stack and have you become the short stack, which is definitely something you don't want to be doing. Fondo going to follow it up with another nice hand and another nice pickup. And he's now at 15 blinds, 45 million. See why you on tilt bra. Suited king, decent hand, 24 blinds. Got the blocker, can raise into the short stack. Party like it's 1999, has the blocker with the ace, but not going to go after it. No reason to expect that the fourth place stack is going to be going too wide. He's going to get out of the way. Now we got Mike Obama, Jack 10. He's shown no fear, willing to play anything that is playable. And Fondo now with ace 9. If he recognizes that, this could be a good spot to shovel all the chips in. He could risk 14 blinds to pick up 4.5. You know, is that about a 35% chip up? Seems pretty good. Just under 30%. And he's going to do that, exactly that. And that's going to be a bit of a game changer. He's now up to 17.5 big blinds. Keeping things interesting. So shout out everybody on YouTube. Looks like we are at our peak viewership on YouTube right now. Love to see that. Big thanks to everybody who's been smashing the thumbs up button and helping us get the word out about the stream on YouTube. And we got Mike Obama opening Queen Jack, running into the Queens of Party like 1999. And I imagine this one is just going to go through. Mike Obama got no reason to think Party like it's 1999 is 3-betting light. He's got offsuit cards, weak broadways. Not the kind of thing he needs to take a flop with out of position. Just use the blockers for a simple raise fold. Looks like Obama gonna get a walk here. Yeah, why you on tilt, bro? Finding the raise now. Will Mike Obama do anything here? Let's see. He's got the ace blocker facing a button open. Could put a lot of pressure with a 3-bet to like 6. Yeah, 5 big blinds. Great play. Great play. Using the big stack, putting the pressure on one of the shorter stacks who's not going to want to take a close spot with that shorter stack in play. It's really great, man. Attacking those button ranges goes a long way because people are going to open, you know, fairly wide. A lot of hands that are willing to fold to a 3-bet there. We'll see what happens here. Party like 1999 picking up ace-7 suited, but here's the difference. The raise came from under the gun. He respects it. That raise came from the button, like I did a couple hands ago. Probably going to see a 3-bet. So really good range awareness by these players here on the final table. Let's see, interesting one here for Fondo. Similar spot to before where he did find the rejam. 3's not quite as strong though. And now John Stuckey, ace jack. Not even going to get involved. That one, interesting to see. We know Mike Obama's raising wide. John Stuckey has him covered with the bigger stack, has a nice hand, opts to pass on it. I think he's probably just recognizing Obama is playing strong, putting people in spots, putting a lot of pressure, being a tough player to read, and also one of the bigger stacks, and probably just thinks he doesn't need to battle with him from out of position at this stage in the game. With still 5 players left, he could easily wait till they're 3-handed or heads up to do that when he's got a lot more money secured. So maybe, I could be wrong, but maybe that's why we see John Stuckey there not getting involved in the ace jack. What do you think, chat? Thought he was going to 3-bet? I thought he was probably going to 3-bet too. But clearly he had his reasons. And I don't think they were because he timed out. I think he consciously made that choice. We see Mike Obama just max pressure. This is a guy who goes after every spot. See another raise here. Fondo, suited connector. Has the short stack though. Low cards. Gonna have to tread cautiously if he gets involved. All right. Interesting. Flops a gutter. A gutter on a board that's not that easy to hit. This opponent is going to miss a lot. Has missed here. But does have the best hand with ace-9. Really curious to see how Fondo's going to play this one. Going to continue with a call. And now, unfortunately for him, Mike Obama has improved to aces up. Question is he going to keep firing or is he now going to check back and give Fondo some rope so that he can bluff with his 5-4s? 5-7 suited if he has those, 7-9 suiteds. No, he's just going to keep betting, keep applying pressure, and take that one down. I wonder if checking back is more likely to get you value from an 8, or if betting the turn is more likely to get value from an 8. Because I guess, you know, they expect you to be bluffing on that card a lot. So... Mike Obama, Queen-9 suited, just going to get this one through. Continue to apply the pressure. I feel like with the way that Obama continues to apply pressure, it's just going to be a matter of time before he takes over the chip lead. Like he's just playing the style that typically leads to accumulating a lot of chips. And I guess technically there it is. By 1 million chips, he actually did pick up the chip lead. John Stuckey with a solid one, going to be raising. And we see that both these players, but Mike Obama even more so, really picking their spots, choosing who they target. And wow, in the battle of jacks versus jacks, pocket jacks may finally find a way to not lose a hand. I think Why You on Tilt Bra is an interesting hand with the ace-8 suited there, but big blind, 10 bigs. And even though it is from a big stack, open from under the gun, must be respected. Get the jam from jacks. Gonna get a call from jacks. And barring some crazy 4 flush run out, this one's gonna be a chop. John Stuckey does have a heart trot, not anymore. Sorry, Farva. I forget the hand because things are really moving along fast here. I think we see an open here from Jack 9 suited. And with Ace Jack, what do you think, chat? Probably just a jam from Why You on Tilt, bro? I don't think the presence of one short stack with 9 blinds is enough to warrant not just going to town with Ace Jack, but I guess I'm wrong. Because Why You on Tilt Bra is just going to play this as a call and take it to post flop. Glass Cannon's jamming, Niku's jamming. So, okay, as long as I'm not the only one who would be jamming there, you know, if I was even in the spot in the first place. Check call there from Ace High. Now the question is, will Party Like 1999 continue to apply pressure here? King feels like a pretty good card to keep blasting on. Putting in pressure on those Ace Highs, and I gotta imagine Why You on Tilt Bra is going to drop it here. Usually those second barrels on the turn do wonders. And that's exactly what goes down. I guess if he had jammed, he would have successfully taken the pot down. But also if he jammed and Party Like 1999 actually had Ace Queen or Ace King, that would have been a pretty rough spot. Especially with that $34,000 pay jump. One spot away. Now BVB 17. Just going to be a jam. And that's going to get through. John Stuckey, you got 3. He's going to raise and take. Well, shout out to everybody hanging out. We got 200 viewers here on Twitch, and we have 10 viewers over on YouTube. Appreciate everybody tuning in on both platforms. Pretty rare that we're live on both. Pretty fun to be live on both. And again, hope that everyone who's watching, wherever it is, you guys are enjoying the show, enjoying the action, and picking up some good insights that might help you for your next final table. Polly, you're glad we're back to making some of this type of content, eh? You love this stuff. Wow, long car in the YouTube chat. What's good, buddy? Great to see you, man. I gotta say, I always loved the the Venom final tables. Michael Longcar, Justin Kelly. Miss seeing those guys in the booth, man. That was a magic combination, man. That was a match made in heaven. The reactions, the excitement, the oh my god, the wows from Michael Longcar. Dude's the best. Dude is the best with bringing the hype, man. It's a great pair. Great pair. I hope one day we'll see it back, but I guess at the same time, if it means more time off to spend time with the kids and whatnot, then I respect it. Can't be the worst thing. Having a little less responsibility, but I do miss the reactions, dude. Long card, you bring the hype, dude, no doubt. Shout out to Mike Meunier, also in the mix. Long card the king, no doubt. Long card's OG, dude. I remember when we first met in Vegas. I just busted the main event. I was out in the hallway, just feeling kind of down. You're like, hey man, how's it going, dude? Michael Longcard, great to meet you. Love your content. I'm like, oh, Mr. Longcard. You're like, yeah, I'm the Instagram crusher, about to go meet up with ACR. Probably gonna become Team Pro. A couple weeks later, I think the deal was done, and he was running lit with Longcard, best home game on the internet. Huge parties, huge hypes. And I was like, I gotta find out more about this guy, dude. And I said, okay, this guy's the real deal. And I've been watching since. I enjoyed playing the lit with Longcard. Usually was a little too late for my time zone, but one night training the boys convinced me to play it. Said it would take just a little bit of time, no big deal. Well, 3 a.m. later, I was on the final table, winning that whole damn thing, and it was one of the most fun times I've ever had. Playing online poker that I wasn't streaming. I was in a voice call with the boys. Favre was there as well, making it rain gift subs in the chat while we were laddering up. Longcard was losing his mind. I was losing my mind. Everyone was losing their mind. It was great, dude. I had a blast. Those were some good days. All right, Mike Obama here. Ace-3 suited. We have seen him apply pressure before, so no reason we shouldn't see it here. Going to go for the small 3-bet, giving himself room to fold if faced with a jam, which, I mean, what else are we going to see here? It's Ace-King. You want to get the money in. And I can't imagine we're going to get a call. So just a nice 3-bet fold there. Mike Obama. The guy's just like steady chipping up, though. All the little bits that the few pots he's losing are really not having much of a negative impact on the trajectory here. He's doing the work. This is the guy to keep your eyes on if you want to see how to just bulldoze a final table. Now, John Stuckey. Can we get a 3-bet from the big stack versus a middling stack? He's got the ace blocker. He's facing a button open. Seems like a pretty solid spot to pop it up to. I was going to say 6. He says 60. He says 60, not even giving his opponent a chance to 4-bet it in with a medium strength hand, forcing him to wake up with a really big hand, especially because we have this small stack in the small blind with 4 bigs, 4.5 bigs. Hey, thanks, TGZ. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. And what is this? Got to be a jam, right? You got 4.5 bigs. Pick up a suited king on the button. Yeah, he's gonna get it through. Favre, you had 10%. Oh, we did a swap. Yeah, we did a swap, dude. That was a blast. That was a blast. Those were the home games, man. All right, we got to defend here. No, he's running it. Taking the pot odds. Why are you on tilt, bro? Says, let's go. 6-7 is good enough. Maybe they're going to check it down so Fondo can try to get like an extra hand out of it. If he loses the all-in and have that one big blind that he can maybe spin up. And no, at this point, he's going to have to call. He's the favorite. Just needs to fade one of them. One of them. Unfortunately, Fondo's going to lose that 60-40. Be our 5th place finisher. Taking home $92,500 though. Still a very nice payday. And everyone who is still in the mix has now unlocked that 6-figure territory. Everyone's guaranteed a minimum of $126,000 here on this OSS 1K buy-in, 1.5 mil guaranteed main event final table. Congratulations to all the players, man. Why are you on tilt, bro? Party like 1999, John Stuckey, Mike Obama. Done well to get this far. Done well to get this far. We will rock it. John Stuckey opening with the King 9, and we see why you want to. Dude, he's been doing a really good job picking these 3-bet spots, using those blockers wisely, showing you, you know, you're just, as you play more and more short-handed, you're not going to be getting enough premium hands to wait for the goods, so you can't wait for the King Queen, the King Jack. You got to take it with the King anything in some spots and just put the pressure on. Ace rag, ace anything. Queen 4 suited we saw earlier with the 4-bet. That was kind of a dynamic setting play where he's like, nah, you're not going to be 3-betting me. If you want to 3-bet me, you're going to have to be ready to play for everything. And all right, we have our next 5-minute break. So we are going to do a keyword giveaway here. If you guys are already in it, great. If not, type !TOHG in the chat. We are going to be giving away a free entry to this Friday's Team Online Turbo Bounty Bash, which this week is the biggest guarantee it's ever been. It started out as a $500 guarantee. It has been growing every week since we started boosting the guarantee about a month and a half ago, maybe 2 months ago. Next target is not 3.5K. We already have that. I just don't have the updated image. Next target is 4K. No, next target is 4.5K guaranteed because we have the 4K unlocked. My apologies that I have an old graphic. So this Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern time, you can take all the knowledge you have learned here in the final table review from this OSS main event and apply it to the final table of the Team Online Turbo Bounty Bash. Or maybe the final table of the Lit with Long Car League game, which runs at a very similar time. It's Free Money Friday. We got all the home games, all the opportunities for you guys to practice your skills and parlay some small stakes into some big paydays. So yeah, it's going to be a 4K guaranteed, $6 buy-in, $25 bounties on everyone on Team Online. That's myself, Weasel, Spatarik, Deckflow, Connor, Scremitsu. I think everyone's playing. Maybe we might be missing one, but we do have a rule that even if a streamer can't play, they have to register and blind out, so you guys still get the bounty. So it's a minimum of $150 in bounties. Average, we're usually giving around 4 or 5, maybe even 600 in bounties. So you include that in the prize pool, it's more like a 4.5K guaranteed, on our way to 5K guaranteed. So if you guys want to participate in that, you can join us on Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern time, 1 hour of late registration. And the password is Team ACR. We're going to give away an entry for that right now, and we will give away another one at the end of the stream. So !TOHG in the chat. Give you guys about 20 seconds to get in there, and then we will run it. And the winner is going to be Tow Truck TTV. Congratulations, Tow Truck TTV. Hit me with your ACR username in the chat. I will send you $660 cash, which you can use to buy into the Team Online Turbo Bounty Bash or any tournament of your choice if you prefer something else. I would suggest Team Online Turbo Bounty Bash because it's the best value tournament you can play for $6. With all the added value of the bounties and the overlay and the guaranteed and the fact that Team Online's going all in blind the first hand and this, that, and the other. But there's something else that calls you. The money will be yours and you can do with it whatever you please. All right, we're going to pick another winner on the next break or after this final table is done, which I think it's going to be more likely after this final table is done, which should be in about 20 minutes. So let's continue with the action. Let's continue with the action. How you guys enjoying the show so far? Would you like to see more of these kind of final table reviews? Are you learning things? Is there anything you would like to see different? Do you wish I had the guest, the GOAT, the OG, Michael Longcar on the call with me? And we could have two opinions going at it. That could probably be pretty cool. Mix it up as a podcast style banter. Also get second opinions on hand. It's a little harder to set up, but could be cool. We got to love it. Get a yes. Ask it why. Got a nice. I like it. Seeing how high stakes players treat spots is eye-opening. Yeah. Great stuff. Okay. One of the thoughts was whether we should go deeper, like, check what the solver says, run a sim and this and that. And I think on one level, that's cool. You can get really deep, but on another level, then things would just take like forever and it would just be so slow and we'd be spending 30 minutes on one spot. And I think we like to see things move along because half of why we're here is to see who wins $325,000. The other half is to learn. The last half is for the giveaways, but that's 3 halves. So you can just pick 2 of the 3. Yeah, we like to keep it simple. All right, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to keep it simple. We're going to keep it exciting. It is a show, after all. And we are down to the final 4 here on the final table of the OSS 1K buy-in, 1.5 mil guaranteed main event brought to you by ACR Poker. This was part of the OSS Super Series, over 170 events, over 20 million guaranteed. And it just keeps getting better and better and better. So YU and Telpra recognized, and as such, opts to play a little defensively, keep the pot under control, just limping in, checking, check calling, nothing crazy. Gonna let Obama just blast away at it. I think with the third spade coming in, can't really expect him to make a raise. And on that fourth spade, would have been interesting if Mike Obama fired the third bullet, but he opted not to. So Mike Obama back to being in second, John Stuckey back to being in the chip lead. And we should see some good street poker here, four-handed. Mike Obama flopping two pair here, party like 1999 with bottom pair. Another player going to bet at it. Obama just hoping his opponent can catch some pace. Fire some bluff. He's going to go for value now. Full pot size bet. I don't know if you like it if you party like 1999. You got a pair, but 3 overcards out there. A couple flush draws. Gut shots. A lot of bad rivers. That would be one of the rough rivers. And imagine Mike Obama going to continue to bet here. Go for a bit more value. Full pot. Polarized. And see if party wants to go for a hero call, hoping his opponent has missed spades or a missed gutter. The answer is no. The answer is no. All right, a couple 7 deuces, and we get our first walk. Four-handed play. John Stuckey taking that one down with ease. You could see a little bit of action here. John Stuckey, 8-9 suited, very playable hand BVB. YU on Telpra, picking up ace-10. It's going to be a raise. A call. YU on Telpra, flopping the best of it. And some action here from Stuckey. Take one shot at it, and which will probably be met with a call. Now, no real reason to continue here. If he got a little piece. What's he beating though, chat? Queen Jack, Queen 10, Jack 10. Not going to do anything silly. Figures his opponent mostly has an ace, which he does, and just wisely shuts it down. All right, King 7 suited. We're going to see an open. And Mike Obama, pretty junky hand, double down. It is suited, but nothing else really going for him. That one's going to get through. We got a couple of aces and a couple of faces. John Stuckey really being selective about the spots he plays. Now, Mike Obama, King Jack suited. Is he going to play this one as a call, or is he going to play it as a 3-bet? He is going to play it as a call, inviting the big blind in. Taking the lower variant, and we get a jam. It's probably going to get through, right, chat? I mean, ace-6 definitely not calling for 20. King Jack suited. I mean, he's got to call 19 to play for 45. So he's getting a little bit of odds on it. But no. Needs 42% equity, not including the risk premium, which probably needs even more. I imagine if he chose to 3-bet it, he probably would have been the one winning that pot, but just unlucky for him that party woke up with a jam in hand. Yeah, interesting thought, Sean. Yeah. Oh yeah, he definitely can't call the jam. He definitely wouldn't be in alignment with his strategy to call the jam. He's been doing so well chipping up. by winning all the small and medium pots. Yeah, why just take a flip? If even that, you could also just be way behind. All right, ace 4 suited. John Stuckey, no interest. Why you on tilt, bra? King 10? Decent hand. Could he maybe want to mix in a 3-bet with some decent blockers? Or a flat? Take a flop. We know Mike Obama not going to be jamming. I wonder if he's going to... No, he's not going to call there. Yeah, Karen, the thing is, I think because of the payouts, and since it's a bigger field tournament, and therefore the payouts are not, the pay jumps are not just big in terms of dollars, but in terms of buy-ins, they're pretty significant too, right? It's almost a 50 buy-in jump from 4th to 3rd. I think these guys are wanting to play more post-flop and wait to make their aggressive plays after the flop rather than going aggressive pre-flop. Because we have seen a couple spots where you think it could be a 3-bet and they're just taking it as a flat. And I think it has to do with the fact that, you know, stakes are so high this late. And they want to see more of the hand before making their plays or committing lots of chips. And we will probably see some action here. Certainly see some action here. Mike Obama with 9s. And John Stuckey with Queen King. I mean, again, we see this hand you could think could definitely be a 3-bet, but at this stage in the game, they're just really treading a lot more cautiously. So we're seeing a lot more of flat calling. No one catching any piece. But why you on tilt, bro, is going to rep the ace. Now, Mike Obama is a small bet. He's got position. He's still beating the unpaired broadways. He's going to continue. Interesting raise, though. Really putting it back on YU on tilt, bra. I guess this way, if YU on tilt, bra has those kind of broadways, he doesn't get to potentially realize any equity by improving on the turn. Also, might even get some folds from hands that have you beat, like 10s, jacks, by making that leverage play. And with that play, Mike Obama is going to take the chip lead back. And yeah, you guys are seeing that the play gets very different when you're on the final table, and can be more precise with your plays. Now, granted, I'm not the ICM expert, so we could get someone on the stream who is the ICM expert who could break that stuff down. But we're witnessing it. These are the guys who bought him for 1,000, maybe multiple times, and who are playing for the big money. So they definitely know what they're doing. And here it's a great spot for Mike Obama. Top pair, second nut flush draw. His opponent, just the 8 high flush draw. Calls 1, then lets it go. And Mike Obama continuing to build that chip stack. Starting to get that lead back. Imagine we will be seeing another post-flop spot here. No, he's just going to go for the jam, putting the pressure on party like 1999. King Queen, solid hand. Do you want to call off 18 blinds, though? Yes, he does. All right, it is a 70-30 party. Like it with the big lead. Just needs to fade the 10. Oh my goodness. And just like the suited ace, well, with the suited Broadway, 30% of the time, it works every time. So that's going to be a max pain for party like 1999. Made the correct call. King Queen got it in very good. 70-30, but not good enough. And he's going to be our 4th place finisher, taking on $126,644.87. Yeah, Mike Obama, now that he needed the run good, After earning it with all the chipping up, he got it. And yeah, that is almost a $50,000 pay jump. So everyone here left making some crazy money, man. $173,500 guaranteed. It's going to be $237.5K for second and $324K for first. Massive paydays, massive prizes available here on the OSS, only on the OSS here on ACR Poker. I guess they're pretty big in the Venom too as well. But they say, man, poker's only good when it's big, and ACR definitely doing big things here with these big prize pools. Speaking of big, why you on tilt, bro, with a very big hand, top set, and Mike Obama blasting away with a turn gut shot here. You know, based on his style of play, if you're why you on tilt, bro, do you just call, let him keep barreling, or do you let him know you got the goods and hope that he has what, an overpair? Combo? I guess so. He's going to let him know what's good, and Mike is going to be letting that one go. All right, so we're down to the final three players. Pretty close stacks. Our chip leader is Mike Obama with 250. Second place, YU on Tiltbra, 211. Third place, John Stuckey. And it's interesting, you know, the guy who has played the most aggressive, selectively aggressive, but the most aggressive, the most fearlessly, your chip leader three-handed. The guy who's probably played the next most aggressive, having no fear about taking those light 3-bet spots, currently in second place, three-handed, playing for all the money. And the one who has played the least aggressive of the three, despite coming in the final table, is the chip lead. Third place. Obviously, you know, Mike Obama got lucky on that all in, and you know, they've had their distribution of cards, but just something to notice. Just something I'm starting to see. The more of these final tables I watch, the more I see that aggressive style, willingness to take chances style tends to work. Tends to really help to accumulate chips. And John Stuckey here, calling the turn with king high. Not being a believer just yet, but if we know anything about Mike Obama, we know that he likes to follow through with his aggression. So John Stuckey might have to pay up to see this showdown. Not this time. Okay, he is going to be able to win this one. Stacks are going to be very close. Would I deal here? Would I deal here if I made it this far? 100%, bro. I'd deal here all day. But I don't think I would have played in the way that these guys have played that would land me in this spot. So I wouldn't have had the opportunity. But if I find myself here in the future, see, it's interesting, right? These two guys are wanting to deal, but the guy who's not wanting to deal is the guy who has been running the show. Why would he now opt to do anything different? It would make total sense that this guy's like, yeah, no deal. We play for it, and I'm going to win. You guys can do a deal for second. I'm going to win. But yeah, everyone's got 173. If they did do a deal, what are we looking at? Let's see. There's about 750, probably about $250,000 each. It's a lot of money, you know. Everyone probably going to be getting a bit more than second place money if they did do a deal here. But it looks like Obama's just not interested in that. Yeah, stacks very much the same. You could basically add the prize pool together, divide it by 3, and that's about what the payouts would be if they do a deal. Yeah, about 245. About 245. But okay. No deals happening, no deal talk, so let's continue to watch the action here. See how it's going to play out. I didn't catch if this was raised pre-flop. I'm going to guess it was. And with Obama picking up a gut shot, and it being a blind versus blind spot, where his opponent can probably call pretty wide. Imagine could see him fire again, and that's a big bet. That should be enough to get John Stuckey off his hand. Those second barrels, really, really, really effective. And once again, aggression just works. Aggression just really works. raise from Queen 9. Going to be a continue from 6-5 suited, I'm sure. Got a gut shot for YU on tilt bra. Backdoor flush draw, backdoor straight draw for Mike Obama here. And check 2. What's Mikey going to do? Mikey's going to do Mikey things. Start betting. And why you on top right? You think he should be continuing, having flopped a gut shot. No, not going to be continuing. And this is why it's working for Mike Obama. He's able to win with the best hand. He's able to win with the worst hand. He's just able to win. Yeah, check raise would have been a cool play to see there on the turn or on the flop. Sorry. And Mike Obama just continuing to pressure. I guess from what we've seen, likely just see a defend. Yep. And on this ace high board, it's going to belong to Mike all day. Doesn't even have to bet too big. Probably 8 million. Maybe even 6 million, honestly. Yep, there it is, 6.2. And it should be good enough to just take it down. Karen says he is solid. I'm going to buy pieces of him if he stakes out his stuff. Hell yeah, Karen. Hell yeah. All right. John Stuckey's picked up a hand. Ace King. Mike Obama maybe with the defend here. A couple of middling cards. 10-7. It's off suit, but he's also getting 4-1. So it's okay. Going to take a flop, and it's 2 overs and a gut shot for John Stuckey. Open ender for Mike Obama. And for this small price, quarter pot, can't imagine Mike Obama's going anywhere. He's getting the right pot odds to continue. And oh, look at this. He's turned a straight. And John Stuckey's turned top pair, top kicker. And with how Mike Obama's been playing, man, I don't know if Stuckey's going to want to give him credit. We got a small bet here, 8.7 million. What do you think, Chad? Obama going to find a little raise here? Want to build the pot if his opponent's got 2 pair. Flush draw. Oh, he's just going to call, and what a terrible river. Now John Stuckey has the bigger straight, and Mike Obama is playing the board. Absolutely brutal. See if Mike Obama heroes it off for the chop. Probably not. He's got a good sense, and he's gonna lose a small one. Lee, I don't know what you're talking about. Too much stuff comes at me on the daily for me to keep track. I apologize. Okay, a little piece for both players here in this limp pot blind versus blind. Middle pair for Mike Obama, top pair for John Stuckey. And pot is growing. Small side, but it's growing. Oh, wow, that's hilarious. That is hilarious that they did that. That's a great deal. The deal was he was in a live tourney four-handed. They were begging for a chop. He was bulldozing the table. He said, all right, I'll take first and you guys can split second, third, and fourth equally. And they said, okay. So all he had to say was, sure, I'll make a deal. And he got first place money. It's pretty good. I've occasionally seen people negotiate deals where they end up getting more than first place money. But okay, big hands here. We got 8s for John Stuckey off of 40, kings for Mike Obama. I mean, I feel like this goes open, 3-bet, jam, because Mike Obama has been splashy, he's been mixing it up. John Stuckey's probably just going to want to run it. Large 3-bet 2, 8 big blinds. Not giving a great price to Peel. But putting 10 big blinds out there for now. Yeah, there's the jam, and Obama going to snap it off. Just needs to fade an 8. Monster pot, man. But I mean, what are you going to do three-handed? Getting dealt pocket 8s. Kind of a cooler. And a huge win there for Mike Obama. He's going to take over the chip lead. John Stuckey, no deal. Going to be our third place finisher. Still a nice payday, $173,000. $173,000. And now we're heads up for the rest. These guys are playing for almost 100K. 90. It's 237,000 locked up. Wow, how good would that feel? How good would that feel to be heads up? 237,000 locked up. And playing for an extra 90, 324K for first. Got a mid pair for Mike Obama. He's coming into this heads up match with the 2-1 chip lead. Got the advantage. YU on Tiltbra going to have to do a lot of work to get back into it. And oh, wow. Look at this river. Mike going to find the bluff here? Mike going to find the bluff? Feels like it, man. A king doesn't like this river. Unless it's got a spade. A lot of spades would be betting. No, he's just going to check it. He's just going to check it. And all right, the show goes on. Okay, it says, never peek at this game. Love you talking it out. Hey, Karen, my pleasure. I just felt like this game should get some shine. I mean, OSS, such a big series. These multi-day main events, such massive prize pools, such incredible cash prizes. Like, how are we not going to watch this final table? How are we going to not watch this final table? We have the opportunity to do so. So, and again, I appreciate everybody tuning in and watching. I know it's not what we usually do on our Wednesday stream. I was actually going to take today off because it's just been such a hectic month. But I said, you know what? OSS main event is too good. I got to get on there. I can't wait till next week when it's gone. I got to take the opportunity while it's there. So here we are, and no regrets here, not a single one. Mike asked about WSB. Not going to be going to the WSOP this year. I missed the last couple of them and been okay with it. This year I cannot go. Well, I am choosing to not go. My girlfriend and I are doing some immigration stuff, so she's here with me and cannot travel. Original plan was she was going to go home at this time to visit her family, and I was going to go down to play during that time, and then we'd meet back up here. But since we made the application, she can't travel, and so I'm staying here with her. I'm not going to leave her solo here. So I'm just going to skip the WSOP to spend time with my girlfriend. We got some of her friends visiting as well. So I'm going to do friends time, family time, and really enjoy the summer. I got a new house. I got a pool and stuff. So it's my first full season having it. I want to make the most of it. I finally live at a place I really love being, so I don't feel the need to run away, even if it is one of the best gambling party opportunities of the year. Where's my girlfriend from? Costa Rica. I met her at an ACR event. She used to be one of the casino managers basically there. So we understand each other, you know? We understand the business. We get along. And, I mean, Mike Obama here, mid-pair, not going anywhere. YU on Tiltbra had the combo draw on the turn with the straight draw and the flush draw. He's going to give up. Exactly, Shum. No more evictions. I get my spot. Shum, have we been together? Probably a couple of years now. 2 years down, 200 to go. Well, however long I'm going to live for is how long we'll be together. So maybe that's another 40 years. That take me to 100. If I'm like my grandma, it's 40 years. If I'm like my grandpa, maybe more like 30. No, 40. 50, 60 would be 100. What am I talking about? Yeah. So here's to another 50 or 60 years. Shout out to Polly's grandma. All right, we got 7 deuce suited. Raising it up. Queen jack suited with the defend. Heads up, you got to play it all. In the bottom of the deck, 7 deuce suited. And oof, spade flush draw picked up here. Mike Obama still with not much other than a queen high. And why are you on tilt, bro? Gonna find the flush. Hey, what's up, Phil? How are you? We got to open. Mike Obama with 49er. Why you on tilt, bro? With ace high. It's an open ender for Mike. And nice turn for him. Picking up the straight while you on tilt, bro picks up a pair of threes. Not sure that it's enough of hands for things to get crazy, but you can see some chips get in the middle here. Mike with the straight, still very deep here. They got 10 times the pot behind. He is going to make a bet and just take that one down. Chat getting into it. I actually mixed up a couple words there. Thought some more ridiculous things were said than were said. Let's see. We got mid pair for YU on tilt, bra. Mike Obama with a gutter here. Heads up. Starts with a C bet. YU on tilt, bra continues. And oh, here. Oh. It's now mid pair for Mike Obama. YU on tilt, bra with third pair. More draws in the mix now. Backdoor flush draw to go with the front door flush draw. And with the second bet, Mike's just going to take that one down. Still maintaining the chip lead. And oh, what do we have here, dude? Couple of big pairs. Well, a couple of pairs. Heads up, these are pretty big hands. Mike Obama won it earlier with the kings against the eights. Can he now win it kings against fours? Why are you on tilt, bra? 33 effective. We know Mike has been aggressive. Will YU on tilt, bra decide to go for the 4-bet here? He does. Mike's going to snap with kings. It's good to be the king, man. Pocket kings, three-handed pocket kings, heads up. And as long as he fades a diamond and the 4 of clubs, he is going to be the king. Taking home 652 million chips and taking home $325,000 for the win. Round of applause for a champ. Mike Obama played great. Earned it. All right, so we have YU on tilt, taking second place for $237,651. And our first place finisher, a very deserving champion, is going to be Mike Obama, taking home $324,123 in this OSS main event. We're just going to go ahead and... Actually, no, we don't even need to do that. I was going to pull the lobby over here so we can see all of it, but... all the relevant information is on the screen. We got our top 9 finishers again. This event, hosted by ACR Poker, was a multi-day tournament. Day 1A was on Sunday the 17th. Day 1B was on Sunday the 24th. Collectively, they had 863 players in this 1K buy-in tournament, creating a prize pool of $1.5 million. 227 people cashed for 1723. And final table made 26K. First place took home $324,000. So, all right, we're going to wrap the YouTube stream. And then we're just going to finish up on Twitch with a keyword giveaway. Maybe we'll fire off a marble race. So if you're watching on Twitch, stick around. If you're watching on YouTube, maybe come join us on Twitch because we'll be here for a little bit longer. Appreciate everyone who watched on YouTube. Take what you learned, go out there, get stacking, and hopefully we'll catch you for the next